Good morning, Carmen McPhail from United Country Lifestyle Properties of Maine here. Welcome, YouTube fans. I know it's been a little while. Behind me is 21 Loop Road in Chester, Maine. This little house is a one-bedroom plus a sleeping loft, so actually a two-bedroom design. It is a post and beam home that was made from a kit from a company right here in the Lincoln area. The company is not here any longer, but it was a kit home. The garage is actually a stick-built garage. It is insulated. And then there's a storage shed as well. So it's three buildings. It's very cute. It sits on 2.5 acres. It does have private well and septic. The septic is over here on this side of the road. And then this owner also owns a half an acre across the road. This is a private road. And they own a half an acre over there, and that is where the well is. The current owner has these raised beds. As you can see, she is doing a great job and has a bumper crop of tomatoes this year. The fencing, if you're wondering, is because we're out in the woods and there are deer. And if you do not fence your garden, then you will have stumps. This one-car garage is super long, so there's plenty of room for storage both on each side, but also in the back here. You know, full-size pickup would go to about here. So all of this behind me is wonderful storage area and could be used for workshop. This garage is insulated. As you can see, it does need one more panel of OSB to complete it. And it does have an overhead door opener. So, you know, easy peasy. Over here on this side of the yard, there is a nice storage shed. They use it for, like, her snowblower is in here, and you could put your lawnmower in here, or you could store whatever you'd like. You know, it is not heated, so anything that you store in here needs to be able to freeze or be really hot. So, but it's a good sized shed, and it does have some insulation in it. One of the features that I love about this house is the half log siding, because it really does look like a great log cabin. But as I mentioned before, it is a post and beam building, so a lot less maintenance to log siding than there is to an actual log building. We're here under the back porch. This is where there's some great wood storage. There is a wood stove in the basement for heat if you choose that. The house does have two Rinnai heaters, one on the main floor and one in the basement as well. So, you know, you don't need the wood stove, but it's great for backup. Also, speaking of backup, she has a couple of solar panels that are wired into the house in the corner of the living room, and those are so that you can charge your phone or put a light on if the power happens to go out. So you're not sitting in the dark. You'll be warm because of the wood stove, but you know, nobody likes to sit in the dark in the winter. We are now in the backyard of 21 Loop Lane in Chester, and behind me is the first of two bridges that we're going to cross. We're going to cross a couple bridges and take a little path, and we are going to head down to the 197 feet of frontage on Medunkeunk stream. Yes, Medunkeunk. That's the way you say it. And the Medunkeunk actually very close to here, like within half a mile, dumps into the Penobscot River. And if you're not familiar with the Penobscot River is one of Maine's longest rivers. It also is a wonderful bass fishery, some of the best smallmouth bass fishing in Maine. It also has a run of Atlantic salmon. Of course, you can't technically fish for them anymore, but if you happen to be out in the river and see one, they are amazing. So let's go down the path and take a look at the Medunkeunk. Made it down to the Medunkeunk stream. This is a little bit of a peninsula here that they own. And as you can see, there's actually a little island right out in front where the stream runs on both sides of it. We have not had rain here for, I don't know, over 3 weeks. And so it is a little bit low right now, but as you can see, it's still flowing, so it is a year-round stream. It does have trout in it in the spring, I believe, and, you know, it's a great place to just come down and sit and relax. Okay, so we're going to take a look inside. Oh, and I forgot to mention that my cameraman, Joey, has actually brought his son and my grandson, Graham, with him today. Graham, can you wave hi? Can you wave hi, please? Graham, wave hi to the camera. All right, so we're going to take a look inside. As you come in, here to your right is a full bath, and it's a good place to see the post and beam part of this house. It is well made, it is very sturdy, and they have left enough of the post and beam here visible that it really feels homey and campy all at the same time. You will notice there are bifold doors on the bathroom and on the bedroom. It's kind of like for convenience in case you have visitors, because this really is the perfect place for a single person or a couple. You know, you could put more people in here if you wanted to put your kids upstairs in the loft, but you know that it really was meant for one or two or maybe three people. So they've done this by convenience. You could easily put a full-size door here. The door frames are correct size for a regular size door. So we're going to head into the bedroom. The current owner has opted for open closet concept. There is no reason that you couldn't build a closet if you feel the need for one. Truthfully, if I'm living alone or it's just me and my spouse or my partner, I would not have a problem with this open concept. She does have places to hang things over here. She has shelves over on this side. And of course, you can always have drawers under the bed. And she does have an armoire here. So there's plenty of room for storage. The front of this cabin is one big room. This side of it is the kitchen. The other side of it is the living room. As you can see, the kitchen, there's a dishwasher. We're not sure if that works. The refrigerator, gas stove. This cupboard is actually a nice little sit-at bar. Like I said, you know, this is really designed for just a couple people. You could put a folding table in, you know, one of the drop leaf tables in this space and be fine. This door goes out to the deck that overlooks the back lawn, and you can see down through the trees to the stream during certain seasons. That is where the solar panels are, and there's also a little patio table out there. And she has hanging planters all the way around that, you know, make it feel very, very homey. This is one of the 2 or 9 heaters. There's one on this floor. There's another one down in the basement. And this owner chooses to use a portable air conditioner. You could put a heat pump in here, I'm sure, or you could easily put a window unit in, and you would be able to cool this place with close to nothing. Before I head up into the loft, I want to remind you to like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Make sure that you have all notifications turned on, because otherwise you'll miss some of our videos, and you don't want to do that. They're all unique and they're all genuine Maine properties that may interest you or just may entertain you. So I'm headed up into the loft. This loft is a full height loft in the middle, or at least it is for somebody my size. And there are 2 beds up here. They do have a dividing screen. There's also a nice sewing area and desk up here. You know, it's a great craft area, and they do have, like I said, some privacy screens if you have a couple guests. In case you notice, these handles, they not only help you get up, but they help you get down, because this is so narrow that it's like a modified ladder, and you really need to come down backwards. One of the things I may not have mentioned, but I might have alluded to, is this sits on a full foundation. Now, there is a trap door here in the floor that you can go down, which is what I'm going to do. Or you can actually go out around and go in the bottom, because it is a walkout basement. This owner is ingenious, and she's like, I can't lift that very good. So she put in this lovely electric pulley system that just pulls it right up for you and opens up the basement stairs so that you can go right down without having to go outside. Here we are in the basement. There is a nice little work area over on this side. There is storage on that side. The washer and dryer are down here, as well as the water heater. As I mentioned, you can walk right out this door. There's the wood pile outside this door. And then you walk right over here, and that's really convenient because here's your wood stove. It is either a top or a front loader. The way that the top is made makes it really easy to cook on this kind of stove, which is super convenient if you happen to lose power in the winter. Here beside the wood stove is the other propane fired Renine heater. This will keep it nice and toasty down here. You could easily finish off this basement and put another room down here if you so choose. I kind of prefer it this way, but if you needed a little extra room or you wanted a big craft area, you could finish it off down here, and this would be perfect since it already has a source of heat. We're going to take over in this corner, and over in this corner is the well trawl pressure tank for the well, which is across the street, as I mentioned. There is a drain in the floor, which comes in really handy. This owner uses a dehumidifier to keep it nice and comfortable down here and to keep the cement from sweating, which cement tends to do when it's on the ground. And the whole front of this is underground. In this corner is the control for the septic pump. It is a pump up system. Since we're kind of built into the side of the hill, that makes sense. The septic is over on the opposite side of the garage, and it has to pump from here up to the tank and then make it go into the leach field. A little about the town of Chester. Chester was first settled in 1823 and was actually incorporated in 1834. A man named Samuel Chesley is the one who named it. He had recently been living in Chester, Massachusetts, which is actually named after Chester, England. So this is the third Chester, I guess you'd say. Originally, this was called T1R8. That is the way that townships in Maine are named before they are inhabited. And it stands for Township 1, Range 8, and it has to do with a map location. So in the Civil War, Chester actually sent 32 men to the Civil War, and according to historians, only 21 of them came back. So 11 actually died in that war. I think it tells you a little bit about the history of this place and the loyalty of our residents to the United States and its foremen. Another unique thing about Chester, as you know, Maine was lauded in its early stages by Massachusetts, and then we took those lauding plans and continued with them, and those are where our town lines are. And Chester is unique in that it's actually a triangle. So the southeast part of Chester is bordered by the Penobscot River, and then to the north is the town of Woodville, and then to the east is Township 1, Range 8. Currently, the town of Chester has 549 residents as of the 2020 census, and it seems to stay about the same. It's a lot of farmland and mill and woodworking and forest product people that live here. Their population changed by 3 people in 10 years from the 2010 census. So, it's pretty stable and steady. Lincoln is the next closest town for services, and Lincoln is a great service town. It has restaurants, grocery stores, Walmart, Martin's, service places like hair salons and doctors and dentists. It also has a small hospital, and it's a great place to do your shopping. It's also very close to I-95, and it is only 48 miles to Bangor, about 50 miles to Bangor International Airport, and only about an hour and 10 minutes from Baxter State Park. If you prefer a larger city than Bangor for having fun, then you can go to Portland, which is about 3 hours and 45 minutes, or you can go all the way to Boston, which is about 5. If you prefer to head over to Canada, you can actually be in Quebec City, which is a wonderful old world city with a new city built around it. Great to explore. If you've never been there, you should try to take a trip, and that's about 5 hours and 25 minutes. Thank you so much for coming on this walk with me today through 21 Loop Road in Chester. One of the things I didn't mention when I was out here is there is a primitive rain catchment system here. Comes right off the gutter here, and there's a second one over by the garage. This is how she waters her garden, and it just makes for easy, cheap watering of a garden. And obviously it works great because, as I showed you, that woman has a bumper crop of tomatoes for sure. Just to recap, it is 787 square feet. It is on 2.5 acres. It is a 2-bed, 1-bath, post and beam home on a full foundation. It does have a 1-car garage with electric that is insulated, and the price on this property is $249,000, and the taxes are approximately $1,225. If you have questions about this video, this home, or any of our homes on our channel, please don't hesitate to give me a call. My number is 207-290-0371. This is Carmen McPhail for United Country Lifestyle Properties of Maine, and I hear this is the last day of our heat wave. That makes me happy. How about you?